What's good, y'all? We back.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I know y'all were showing us some love on the last video. And the video before that, we put out a few reels and those is going crazy. Remember to follow us on IG. You know, move emotion to it.
Yeah.
And the TikTok too. Don't
and the TikTok. Listen us on the TikTok.
Exactly. And you gotta like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you share with the homies.
Share with the homies.
Right. Yeah. And speaking of homies, I got one of mine.
What's up,
Special
man?
guest, Julian. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, bro. Thank y'all,
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you,
I'm gonna put
man.
his info below because he got stuff going on. You know
Yes,
what I'm saying? So my dog Julian's gonna be joining us today.
Yes, sir.
And you know, me and him, we have plenty of conversations. He's part of the Sandbox family because he's my family. So we gonna jump into some topics that we talk about.
No, same thing.
What?
You gotta tell the origin story. How you?
Okay. Origin. All right. So I haven't talked about it much on this podcast, but my old roommate Terrence left and abandoned. No, I'm just playing. He moved and did his thing. But he also cut my hair. So he was telling me about a homie that he had at his barber school named Julian. So I was like, all right, cool. So I was checking out Julian's like work on IG and stuff. I was like, all right, he does good work. He seems like a good dude, whatever. Hit him up. He was kind enough to come to me. So invited him over to the crib. Terrence was still living with us at the time. So we just chopped up and me and Julian got cool because he started cutting my hair full time. And shoot, the rest is history. We hang out all the time. We play the game. You know, we have these deep heart-to-heart conversations, and that's my dog. I can't think of a better person to invite. So thank you for pulling up, bro. I really appreciate
bless
it.
you, man. Bless you,
Yeah, man. And that's my guy. You know, like, you know, in life, it's important to keep brothers close to you, and Julian is one of mine, just like Brendan and Josiah. So we welcome to the Sandbox, and we're gonna jump right into it.
Okay.
Sir.
You know,
Welcome.
welcome. So Miles, Joe, Julian, and Brendan, welcome. So today we are going to jump into a topic that all of us are in our 20s, but I titled it Building While Becoming. Trusting yourself, basically, in your 20s. We're all mid-20s, and me and Julian were talking about it, but basically what I kind of want to dive into is navigating your life at this time, but also still using your intuition to make good decisions. So that's kind of what I want to talk about. So, and my first question for you guys would be, do you feel like your 20s right now are confusing, more confusing than they are exciting? And if they are, why? Julian, you can start.
I would definitely say more confusing than exciting.
Elaborate.
You feel me? But for me, I'm definitely excited because of the opportunities that I'm able to receive, just by the connections I've made with you or any of my other clients or friends. But when it comes to trying to make a certain amount of money, by the time you hit 30, have some money stacked up, take care of like student loans, trying to figure out, okay, is this something, everything I'm doing currently in my day-to-day, is this something I want to do in 10 years from now rather than just some part-time stuff right now? Like, so trying to figure out what that looks like, what my life looks like before I actually have kids and try to build a family and stuff like that. So I would say more confusing, but being able to kind of listen to your own intuition when it comes to the wisdom you gain from your parents, you know, your uncles or cousins or anything like that is something you have to mix in there because other people can make mistakes for you that you don't need to learn from on your own. So
For sure.
I would definitely say more confusing. But Brandon, did you want to go next?
I would say for me it's more exciting because I know like how I want my 20s to go. There's not really confusion. Like if you would say frustrating, yeah, I'll feel more like it was the frustration because I know where I want to be, but you know, life happens, be hitting you with some two pieces that you got to get back up from.
Literally.
So, but just out of those, I'll definitely say more exciting. Just trying to, like you said, like through the opportunities you get, trying to build on that to just get to where you want to go in your 20s. But I was gonna say I've been through some ups and downs in my 20s, but honestly, I'm excited to see where the rest of it goes because we're still like, I know
starting.
we talk about it a lot, like how we want to get to certain goals and certain things in life, but at the same time, especially just like he especially wants to remind us that we got to give ourselves grace. Like we're only 25, 26, 27. Like we still got a long ways to go. So, but that's the exciting part of it all is that we're already thinking about that, and a lot of us are making moves to get there. So, yeah, I'll say more exciting.
That's good.
Joe?
I'm gonna piggyback off my brother because it's definitely frustrating for sure.
Mhm.
I mean, at the start, you have your ideas about it, and you have older friends and older brothers and cousins and stuff. So you're like, I kind of have a feel for it. He has all this stuff, and he's here in his life, and he has XYZ, and you're like, okay, that should be about where I'm supposed to be at. So you're like, I should have this around that time, and then like you said, when those things come and you're like, I don't have those things.
I don't really got nothing.
I don't have those things.
Nothing.
Right.
It'd be like
it's
that.
definitely frustrating, and they put you in a little mood, I'd say, but definitely working on giving yourself grace for your age and where you're at. But it's definitely frustrating for sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Julian. I'm gonna go with you because I feel like it's confusing because like you don't really know a lot of times at this age or this time like what you're supposed to be doing. I think what makes it confusing is that you have things you want to do, and there's things you aspire to do, and there's even things you might want to enjoy or be a part of. But it's like sometimes to me it's confusing because it's like, is this really what I want, or is this what the world is telling me I want, or is this how the world's telling me how to feel about what I should want? You know what I'm saying? So there's just a lot of variables with that to me because it's like you don't really know like a lot of stuff in terms of like how you want to live, because it's like you think you want to do things, you think you want to enjoy these things, but it's like, do I though? Or is that just like what society is telling me I need to be doing? Or like, even if it's something like your job, like a lot of people in our age, like we do things because people tell us to do them, or we do things because we feel like that's what makes us feel special or makes us feel like we're worthy or whatever the case may be.
Or sometimes you just got to do it.
Or sometimes you got to do it because you need to do it. Like,
exactly.
I like my job, but if I could do it for free, like, how people say like, oh, if you wouldn't do it for free, you don't really love it, or variations of that. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
But it's like, I personally just don't really know what it is I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of go through the motions and make the best out of my situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's confusing to me because it's not just like, but I think the confusion is what makes it exciting. Because it's like, imagine if everybody in their 20s like, I'm going to be a baker. I'm going to be a this. I'm going to be a that. And it was just super linear. And that's what it is. Like,
that's
there's
how
no.
it was though back in the day. Though.
It was, and it worked. And it
you
worked.
A plumber too, brother.
I mean, it worked. But like, what if you don't want to be a plumber though? You know what I'm saying? What if you don't want to? What if you want to unclog pipes?
Yeah.
What if you don't want to swim through poo to get to your check? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. You know what I'm saying? And that might be someone's thing, but what if it's not mine? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what makes it exciting, is figuring it out piece by piece. Because I don't also think it has to be one thing. And that leads to my next question. What does figuring life out mean to y'all? In the sense of like, people are like, oh, you're 20 all the time to figure your life out. What does figuring your life out mean, Jay? If you could put an answer to it. Because I feel like it's also possible you don't have an answer.
Did you want to go first?
If not,
I got it.
You got it? Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
To really be your most authentic self, I think you have to ask yourself the hardest questions. And so for me, I have a job where I work part-time in the evenings, and I'm working in the basement. And so sometimes I believe God is going to put you in arenas where you need to be by yourself. Like, you have to be by yourself, because if you don't ask yourself these questions, like, you won't end up where you're supposed to be. I think we've all had moments in our life where you're doing something and you're like, dang, this ain't it. You feel me? Like, it's a job, it's a relationship, it's whatever.
It's not here.
You feel me? So like, it's on you though. You can't look at your parents or your siblings or anybody else like, okay, where should I go? So I really think it's just imperative. Like, let me ask myself the hardest questions possible. What do I want to be when I grow up? Essentially, you feel me? I don't know. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No, because I think it definitely goes along asking yourself like what you want. And if you do want something, go after it. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people are scared to try new things because of how they feel like people will judge them, or maybe they won't have a support in that like area, or whatever the case. But Brendan, Joe, do you want to answer? You remember?
Just having a plan, like you said, put your best foot forward in every situation, and figuring out, what it is you want to do with the rest of your life, with working, the family you want to raise, the place you want to live. I get that. I feel like that's just figuring it out.
Yeah. Brendan?
Yeah, pretty much. Not to just be a piggyback, but I feel like in your 20s, that's where you're supposed to just have like your experience and figuring out like what's been working for you, what does not working for you. So that in your 30s, you can kind of just hone in on the things that have worked out, do make you happy, and you exploit it to the best of your ability and make it like. So then I feel, trying it out, honing in on it. So then in your 30s, you're like happy. Hopefully you're in a place where you're happy with how your life is going. You're getting that family that you want, whatever that may be, whatever your life is like idealistically how you want it to be in your 30s. Hopefully you're gaining traction into that.
I feel like this is, like you said, trying things.
Mm-hmm.
That now is the time to try things. You should be figuring out what it is that you like, what you don't like, what it is that you have little interest in, and things that you can see going far in the future with. Yeah, that's a good point, brother. I like that.
Yeah, that's real. Because I feel like, and this will lead to my next question. Do y'all think that?
Wait, hold on. You didn't answer the question, did you?
Oh, I didn't.
No.
Oh, my fault. I mean, I
this man trying to run away,
bro. Like I don't really. I mean, the way I look at it, it's kind of just there is no way to figure it out because there's always something's always going to happen. I feel like you can't truly figure your life out. I think you have to work around what's placed in your life. I don't think you can really solve the problem of, well, how am I going to live this life today? You know what I mean? There's things you can do to strive. I think there's things you can do to put yourself in better positions to get to the life that you want. But I feel like there's not really truly an answer. And I feel like that's because everyone's desire is constantly changing.
Yep.
Like, what I wanted 5 years ago, even though I'm still in my 20s, what I wanted 5 years ago is not the same as what I want now. Yeah. And I can't even guarantee that 5 years from now, it'll be the same thing I want. Yeah. In terms of what my desires are, what my goals are, how much money I want to make, whatever the case, because it's like things are always changing. So to me, figuring it out is just adapting to the situations and the cards that God puts in your hands. You know what I'm saying?
Your controllables.
Yeah, control what you can control and don't stress about what you can't stress out about. Yeah. Like, that's as simple as that. Right, exactly. Pass that to our Lord. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because we can't figure it out, bro. I'm not going to get extra gray trying to worry about something that I can't control, dude. That's because I've done it before. It don't do nothing. Yeah. It just makes you stressed out for no reason. It makes everything worse. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
I'm playing. But leading into my next question. And I have my answer, so if y'all don't have an answer, I'll say mine.
Locked.
I mean, I came up with the questions. Where do y'all think the pressure comes from for us to succeed now in our 20s as we see? Because it's not the same as it was back then when our parents and our grandparents were growing up. So where do you think the now mentality comes from, and how do you think that affects you?
I'll go first on this one. I think for me speaking, I think the pressure comes from myself and just like what I see. Like Joe was saying, like you meet different people, you see what they got, and you're like, damn, I kind of want that too. It's not like you're comparing, but you're like taking inspiration kind of from it.
I want that for myself.
Yeah, you want that from yourself. So I would say those two. And then for just, not personally because I don't have social media, but for what I see from other people, I think a big outside pressure is social media and the stuff that they see. Because like it's one thing to see from a person that you know, like face to face, but then people be taking like inspiration from social media, but they be doing it in an unhealthy way. Because like, yes, it's cool to take inspiration from what you see on social media, but you don't know their full story like behind it. Right. Like you don't even know if that's like their life truly. They just might be just giving you a inside moment that's like all happy, and then they're just miserable on the inside and the background and stuff.
They taking Dubai trips.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, we don't have to get into that, but like those Dubai trips they be like taking and stuff. And then I've watched like a YouTube video of like some girl took a trip to Dubai, and then she said like the things she had to do over there. I was like, what was the point of you going on that trip, bro? Like, where's the shame at?
Because of that social media.
What's she doing?
It was we said we're gonna keep our image kind of clean over here. We're not gonna,
we'll talk about it off camera, bro. We'll talk about it off camera.
I definitely feel that though, brother. Social media is definitely, I feel like, the biggest pressure to I need it now. Because you're seeing 20-year-olds, people younger than you, having way more than you. I feel like it's just greed though too. Because you're like, dang, he got more than me. I want more. But if you think about it, we got a lot more than everybody else in the world. But it's just where you at in your mindset and what you see. Like you said, what you see, and it's I want. He got, I want. It's shiny, I want.
Yeah. What you gonna say, Jay?
I really think that, really just to add on to that, in terms of social media, you really can easily compare yourself to others, but you don't understand they might have a kid or two where it turns up they grind. They might be staying with their parents still, so they don't have to pay certain stuff, like, or they have
circumstantial.
The full story. You don't know the full story.
So it's like, so it's just like, it's so much that you can unconsciously like just tie yourself to. And then especially when it comes to relationships, it's like, yo, other people might not have the relationships you have. So because you're tending to the friendships you guys have, you guys connecting every Saturday to do this, some people don't have that. They're literally by themselves every day. So it's like, well, of course they're gonna go crazy. They don't have nothing else to do. You feel me? So like really you can lose your joy by not counting all the blessings, the family, and you guys are a family, you feel me? So it's like you don't want to lose that just because, okay, I want what they have, but you don't know. Like you don't know what they've gone through or what they've lost really to get to where they're at. So
that's a good point. That's a great point. Because I think social media, in addition to what you said about greed and what you said about circumstances, it adds on to this layer of thinking that you need to be like someone else. And it's like, you don't necessarily have to be in that circumstance to actually grow and thrive. I think a lot of people think you have to have a lot of money to be successful. You have to be going on these trips to be experienced and be enjoying life. You have to do all these certain things to be perceived a certain way in a positive way. And I think a lot of times, like you said, you might not have everything, but you can't take for granted the things that you do have. And I think us as like friends and even adding you in and building what we're trying to build, what I want to emphasize, and what I've been emphasizing since we started, is the whole point of us doing this isn't just because, oh, I want to get the most subscribers. Oh, I want to get the most views. Oh, I want to get the most laughs or whatever. It's to make it seem like this real friendship that we have and the friendship I have with you bringing into like my circle is what everyone should feel. You know what I'm saying? I want to have people that I can rely on every single day, or I want to have people I can talk to every single day, people that I see weekly. And I think that's what makes this special. And I think there's nothing that I wouldn't do for you, or you. And I think that's like, you can't put a price on that. So there might be people who have a lot more money, a lot more subscribers, a lot more views, but it doesn't matter because like we know what we got. And not saying no one else that has that doesn't have that, but if we don't, it's just not our season to have it. You know what I'm saying? I think comparing, to your point, is the thing that would make us not grow, because it's like we're too busy worried about what everyone else has. We're not worried about what we have. And we can't enjoy it if we don't, enjoy the presence of it now. And I think that's kind of what makes it difficult, because it is hard to do that. Because everyone's always saying, yeah, man, this 18-year-old YouTuber podcast, man, you got 20 million subscribers, man. What you doing? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be stuff like that. But it's like, but does he have the relationships I have? Can he call his homies and actually have them listen to him? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's cool, bro. You know what I'm saying? Can it be like a genuine friendship? You know what I'm saying?
It's
Stuff like
that. That up too, because if you listen to a lot of like richer people's interviews, they will always say that's what they like for real. It's like they got their money and then they're like, I saw all my real friendships just like disappear, because it turned into just like, if I'm not giving them what they want because I got the money now, they kind of just deserted and left me. Like, so yeah.
Or even fake relationships. Because, it's funny. I don't know how true it is, but I saw a TikTok about Michael B. Jordan allegedly getting like a lot of different like women and people in his life, like, hey man, congratulations, Oscar, man, like trying to reach out and like connect with them in ways that he hasn't been with before. And it's just because he won this Oscar recently for Sinners. And it really just like, it really exposed something that a lot of people go with, probably not on that scale, obviously. But when you get up in certain ways, that's when people start to come in and try and make it seem like their success is your success, or your connection with them is still just nice and pure just because, it existed. Like, no, you weren't there when I was grinding to grow in my 20s.
In the gym?
Exactly.
Wow, literally.
No, fact. So it's just funny because in your 20s, I feel like you said, this is the time to build.
Yeah.
Whether it's not your finances, something mental, should be finances really, but your finances, your mental, your emotion, your physical. That's why when people have quote unquote glow ups in their 30s and stuff, they got this money, they got this nice house, they got these nice, relationships and stuff. People that are trying to climb through from the 20s time period, like, hey man, it's been a minute. Yeah. Like, man, get out of here. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that's important to know because
hey bro, I've been talking to you in so long. How you doing?
Hey man, I just saw you buy saw a new G-Wagon, bro. I didn't even know they made that model, bro. Hey, like, who are you? So I think it's important to just like understand where you're at and connect with the people that you have. And like you said, count your blessings. Like, never take it for granted either. But anything add on that before we move on? No. All right. This next question is interesting. How much of your current path is actually your choice versus outside influence? If any.
Honestly, the things that what I'm doing now is kind of what I was doing all my life. So it's kind of like I already kind of had a set path. But there's like you said, there's definitely outside influence that it's like, go ahead and do this. But it's also a good idea to be like, it's a good backup, but is it, like you say, your likes and your wants are ever changing. So you're constantly thinking like, is this what I'm doing? Is this what I should be doing? Is this what I want to do in the future? In 10 years, like you said, in 10 years, do I still see myself doing this? And it's a constant battle, but you got to, be consistent while trying other things. So it's kind of like, but I guess so. I kind of guess I knew that that's what I wanted to do, but it's still at the same time, there's other things that I want to do.
That's real.
If I had to put it like a split, I would say like 60-40, like 60 my own, but 40 from outside.
Yeah.
Because it's like, just said, like those outside influences, like, essentially, like, let's be real, your family.
Literally.
Your family, when you're growing up, they kind of like try to put like little tidbits, if not just straight up telling like, hey, you need to do this and that. But your family puts like tidbits like, hey, you should probably, like that's how it was in my house. They did like tidbits like, hey, like, I want you to do what you want to do, but, think about, getting the money. Think about, the school you might want to go to, like,
art major? I don't know. Are you sure that's what you want to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like they support it, but not. It's like, man, you really want to, geology, huh? Rocks. I see. Okay, cool. But did you ever think about, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then they just kind of tuck you somewhere else.
But for dead ass though. Wait, that's how it really be though. So that's how mine was. Like I said, because I always knew I wanted to go to like HR, like business when I was older. But like, so since I got that off of my family, they're like, okay, so we don't got to worry about him there. But they're like, so just think about this school, think about that school. Like we went to like a PW, Miami of Ohio or whatever. So they're like, okay, cool. Now if I said like somewhere like, no offense, like Dayton or whatever, they would have been like, are you sure you're trying to go to Dayton?
Right.
Why you want to go to Dayton? You just trying to like have fun all day? Like what you trying to do?
I be getting maybe wanting to push you in the right direction, but at the same time, support you.
Right, bro. I mean, it's a school. It's a school. It's a school. It's not like you say you want to drop out and rap or something. Like, bro,
at least support me for a little bit.
School is cool.
You gotta shoot my joint down right away. Like, nah, I don't think that's right.
It's like,
you can at least be like, let me hear something. Like,
like what's your reason? What's the reason for wanting to go there? You know what I'm saying? Like,
at least entertain it a little bit. Don't
but like
get that out of
they
here.
said that's your dream.
That's dumb. That's dumb.
You're trash.
Like,
No.
I mean, not like it's dumb. I mean, of course, you want your child to succeed and you want to push them in the right direction. But like you said, show a nigga some love first. Like, hey, look at the painting I did first.
Right, true.
I agree with all that, but it's like, but you say yourself though, like, cause shoot, everybody knows I like ragging on old people for their lack of adaptability. Like, I'm target number one when it comes to that. But like you said before, like I think that comes from them just not seeing somebody. Because most of the people that say that haven't had somebody in their family like flourish in those avenues before.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
So they get kind of scared when they hear something like different come up. And they're like, are you sure you want to do that? Like, especially for like having like, a whole bunch of foreign friends and stuff, it's always lawyer, doctor, and engineer. It's like they don't know anything else that goes.
Literally.
You said what happened?
I said that was like I show speed.
Yeah, because his mom was not supportive at all. She was like,
streamer.
He's like, that's what you want to do with your life? Yeah. Like then it's like
now you bringing in bread, and it's like,
you know what's the messed up part is what you.
But he gave her
saying
grace though, because she didn't understand. That's a different time.
Okay,
like,
let's talk about that. Would you give do you know the story with Speed and the mom and everything?
All I know about it is that his mom was not supportive of his streaming career early on. And I would see videos of like him like calling her and be like, hey mom, I just reached so-and-so streamer. She'd be like, okay, and then hang up and stuff.
Yeah, like she was like that. Like it was not like just not she was like kind of disrespectful towards him. She's like, okay, and like one time he said like an accomplishment and she just brushed it off. She's like, yeah, can I get some bread though? I'm like,
he was streaming?
Yeah, streaming. Like, everybody saw it. I'm like, so you gonna embarrass your son like that on live? And he told you how many people be watching it? So I'd be like, if you had someone like that and you're like, are you really about to give them grace though and like still help them out?
Where's he from?
But I mean,
he's from Detroit.
That's not
right?
your choice though.
I thought he was from
Cincy. The Lord's supposed to tell you.
He's from the Midwest.
What's his nationality though? Like
he's just black.
I think
I
think he's just straight
black,
up.
right?
He's from here.
He's from Ohio, Cincinnati. I thought.
Yeah,
he's from Cincinnati. I thought.
Yeah, yes, Detroit, Cincinnati. Because
he's from the Midwest.
Yeah, he's from the Midwest. So yeah.
Okay.
But
Detroit is Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has family in Detroit, and then I think he was born here in Cincy though.
I don't know anything about his life. I don't watch it.
Like,
but I know he's successful.
But that's the question that you're saying though.
Like if you grew up with someone like that, I was kind of like you said, you were figuring out your 20s, you probably went a way that's not the conventional way. But you beat all odds, you succeeding at it, but you kind of it's kind of how we're going to the forgiveness and boundaries episode. Yeah. Like if you had someone like that in your corner, like, are you giving them grace? Because they were kind of basically shitting on your dreams and stuff that whole time, and then you up now they want to come like.
Kind of like gotta.
I think it depends on who it is. Like that's his mother.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like I feel like even though people have their thoughts on like parents and stuff, without them you wouldn't be here. That's like my number one grace giver in terms of okay, this person might have been. Now I'm not saying you got to have a relationship. You could easily, he has a lot of money. Break her off a little something and then just don't speak to her.
Yeah.
If she's really asking just because she's desperate or whatever.
So if she asks you for like a crib or something, are you giving her a crib?
Yeah.
Shoot, you can pay for it.
I got the bread.
I'm like, you didn't believe in me. So clearly your path is right. Have fun paying this mortgage off. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, it's like, you can give grace.
She doesn't have to pay it. That's what I'm saying.
You giving her a free crib? Why?
If I'm good, I'm not
doing
doing enough. I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna do nothing extravagant.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't giving her a mansion. I give her like a $600,000 crib, and she can't pay that.
Yeah, give her a little.
She can pay for that.
You give her a little. She can pay for that.
Are you saying?
Yeah, the little sovereigns package.
So you're basically
severance package.
So basically, like if you get a crib, she basically has to pay the property tax. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, because to me, it's like it's better. Because if she was disrespectful, it's not like, oh, I don't think you can do it, son, but I'm glad you did. It's not like that. You said, and what I know is,
if she was
it's like, oh, no, you ain't never, that's stupid. You ain't, and then I end up doing it, and then you want to come ask me for what I built based off of what you said I couldn't do?
I'm kind of on my side.
I don't know. Like, again, I'm not saying I'll be a jerk about it. If you're asking for a crib or whatever you're asking for, I'll break it off to you. But it's not going to be easy. you got to get some, like, you got to reciprocate something to me. Because it's like, I can forgive you, but I don't have to have a relationship with you. You know what I mean? Even mom included, because I don't care who you are. You have to have respect. Mm-hmm. And I think in your 20s, as you're building, if people aren't going to support you, really, they're against you. Because if there's no support and you're kind of just like, whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, you're not really in support of me. So that means you don't really care about what I have going on. And that's fine. But if I do elevate, and I do get to where I want to get to, don't you dare for a second pull up and be like, man, you know what I'm saying? I have over
shooting in the gym,
right? Again, I'm not like saying this to like, because again,
because that's how they be. They be like, brother, I know you. So
what? Because like for example, like I have 800 some followers on IG. Not that much, honestly, because some people have like thousands and thousands and thousands. I know how many people watch my story for like when we promote the YouTube. I know people watch like our TikToks.
How many
when we
like
promote the TikToks? How many people view it? Yeah, I know that.
Share it.
So Brendan, what I'm saying is, let's say we get 100 million, or not 100 million. Well, man, whatever. 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Mm-hmm. If I start seeing a bunch of people that I knew weren't watching from jump saying, hey, man, you really doing your thing, bro. Can you break me off something, bro? We was really cool since. No. Because it's like you weren't there in the beginning when I was building. So why would I try and support and help you now? I'll forget. If you need something and I got it and I'm cool with you, I will definitely help you. I'm not going to turn my eye to anybody.
But that's on his time.
But right. It's going to be whenever I feel like I need to do it, because you weren't there when I was building it.
Yeah.
And I think going back to the main point, in your 20s, there's going to be instances where people feel like they can just bash your dreams or bash your desires and goals because they don't understand them. And I think you should just try it anyway. Just do it anyway. Yep. So to your original point, if my mom didn't believe in me, it's fine to not believe in me, but don't be surprised if I'm not just openly willing to share what I built with you. You know what I mean? Like, that's not fair. That's not fair to me. And that's not really fair to like what I've built.
Yep.
Like, I couldn't do that. I could not, and I wouldn't, if I'm being honest. And I don't think anyone should.
Nope. Like you said, boundaries.
So you two on the same type of time? You're saying
No, look. Like I said, it's to an extent. I'm not gonna let you die. I'm not gonna let you
not put you in harm's way.
Yeah. I'm not gonna make sure you're struggling for anything. If you need help, I got you. I'm not going out of my way to make sure you got more than what you have if you didn't support me.
Yeah, because like I know, like I said, I know who supports us and who doesn't.
Exactly.
So if MWM blows up, which it will, obviously, it's spoken. It's already written.
It's our baby,
right? We put a lot of work into this. So when it blows up, I know who's supporting us and who's not. So like my sister, y'all, obviously that's a given. Everyone that watches and everyone that supports
Keon,
like even Keon, like. Because he believed in us first, to be honest. Because he could have very easily been like, man, I don't want you niggas in here. No. Like he took a chance on us, and it's growing, slowly but surely. Yeah. So like, if he was ever in a pinch, I'm not gonna be like, no, we too good for you now, bro. I'm good. No, because he was there. You know what I mean? So like, I wouldn't do that. But to your point, someone that's not there. Don't be trying to get all cozy and buddy now. You know what I mean?
Don't be sending me Cash App requests.
Yeah. And if you want to support later and be like, hey man, I saw you doing your podcast good. Like I'm not saying like when we up and people like trying to congratulate. I'm like, man, nah, you wasn't with me, bro. Yeah. Like it just depends on how they come about it.
Yeah.
And I think that's reasonable.
That's just you coming with your hand out.
Right. Now
I'm smacking. I'm gonna give you a high five.
Joey, did you answer that?
I just got two things.
No, go ahead.
So, I feel like people only respect consistency.
Yep.
So, with us being in our 20s, we might try a bunch of things, but if we don't do it every week, every day, every month, like people aren't going to respect it.
Yep.
You feel me? So, like, as you grow into your manhood, I think like that's one thing. Like, all right, bro, what is this man consistent in, bro? What can he be relied upon? Whether that's a relationship, he's a great father, he's present with his kids, he's focused on his craft, he posts every day, like whatever that looks like. Right. That's what people respect because they understand how hard it is to stick with one thing, even though
over and over.
Yeah, you got all these different options, all these calls. You feel me? So like, that's one thing that I just like to add. But another thing is uniquely enough within our culture, and this is something I realized I've messed up so much, and my parents have always given me grace and kind of looked out for me. But like you have to almost take any jab as fuel because
like, that's
you
for
feel me?
sure.
Like you gotta get mad, bro. You like at a certain point you have to be mad with the life you've created. Your best decisions have got you here. So if you're mad about anything, like if I don't have success on streaming or I don't have enough followers here or whatever, like it's all on you.
Yep.
You feel me? So I Show Speed, that's his name, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So like he definitely could have been like, oh, my mom doesn't believe in me, I'm done. But like he used that as fuel. Here you go, mom. I could buy you a house, I could buy you a car or whatever, but it's like there's no excuse. This is what I'm gonna do and I'm gonna show you. You feel me? But I feel like that's something we have to do within our culture.
Yeah, that's definitely having the consistency and the drive to not necessarily prove someone else wrong, but prove yourself right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, don't do things for other people, but do that because you believe in yourself.
How bad do you want it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I feel like God won't put you in a situation you can't handle.
Nope.
And I think when people quit, it's just basically saying you don't have the faith in yourself to adhere to what God wants you to do. Because, like, I ain't gonna lie, there's been plenty of times. Talk about it. There's been plenty of times where I was like, man, why are we even doing this podcast, bro? But I know that's just the enemy trying to get in my head. Because, like, you know what happens is people quit before God uses them. You know what I'm saying? It's like this man was about to have this breakthrough. God's looking at you like, man, why are you quitting right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have so much to give. And I think a lot of people just don't believe that because they don't think they're succeeding fast enough. Which, again, is a problem with us being so young because everyone else is, quote unquote, succeeding. And you feel like you're not because you're not in this certain predicament that you feel like you should be in. When God's whole time, like, keep going. Keep going.
Talk to him.
Keep going. That's all it is. That's all it is. Which leads to my next question. We're going to shift a little bit into intentionality. When you guys think about building your life in your 20s, is there a specific area that matters the most to you in terms of building that up and why? So money?
That manyan.
Money?
That manyan.
For me, the money and the relationships I made along the way. Like, those two are the top two for me, bro.
As a young man, for sure.
Yeah. And, like, when I say relationships, that doesn't just mean, like, you know. Women. That's, like, family, friendships. Those two relationships for me take the top in my early 20s, and then just like the financial, because like I said, money doesn't have to be the most important thing in your life, but you can't act like it's not an important thing at all.
It's an important tool.
It's because it's a very important tool to have, and having that tool in your back pocket will really take you far in life. So, yeah,
I agree.
Thanks.
Jay?
I would just say, when it comes to, and this is a Bible verse, I might be taking it out of context, but it says that money answereth all things. And I feel like money isn't the only thing, but I work at a rehab center part-time, and I get to see like, dang, if they have more money, they might not be getting serviced here. You feel me? Like, you know, so it's like, okay, I could be able to take care of my kids, my parents when they get a certain age, we get in-house, you know, people taking care of them rather than we got to send them somewhere, you feel me? So it's just like a number of things that I feel like, dang, you get money taken care of, and you know you make this amount each day, each month, each year, you can like be more at peace. And I think that's one thing that you have to hold on to in terms of just long term. You need to hold on to that peace. And I think money kind of answers that in a certain capacity.
Yeah. Joe, you said money.
Yeah. But you got to be a good steward over your money, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Because no matter how much money you got, if you're not taking care of it, what are you doing?
It's gonna be gone, bro. I agree. I mean, money, yeah, it's cool. But me, I think the one thing I want to build more than anything, what?
Family. I want to have a family. Build you a nice family. You know, make sure your kids is good.
Yeah.
Make sure you got a wife. Make sure you got a good spot to put them in, and you know you and yours are straight.
No. Yeah, I was gonna say like purpose, peace, faith, and I guess I'll throw family in there.
Talk to them then. Because preaching this
and the reason why I say that is because all those things bring money anyway. I feel like
Pastor Bailey.
Because if you have for example, if you're living in your purpose, it's more than likely something that you want and aspire to do that God's pushing you to do. So you already will not fail. That's the first thing. Second thing, if you're at peace with everything you got going on, nothing will stress you and distract you from not getting money.
Yep.
Third thing, family. If you have a family that's successful, like if you have a wife that is loving and supporting of your goals and dreams and helps you, which, I mean, let me say this delicately. God made women to be helpmates to the man. Not saying women are second to the man in that sense, but I'm saying God made Eve to help Adam name the animals and farm, basically. That's basically what Eve was created to do. Now, they thrived off of that. And I think when you have a family, it basically builds you together to make certain things happen. And that leads back to getting money. So I think all those things are things that I would like to build in my 20s. Mainly purpose, because if you're not purpose driven, then you're money driven, and money can lead you down some dark holes. Like you said, if you're not a good steward of said money, you're going to lead down a path that is going to destroy you. So that's how I look at it. But
yeah, like you say, money is very important. Don't let it be your driver, but it's a very important tool.
Yeah, just let it guide where you think God wants you to be. Let me say it like that. Because if you want to go somewhere, you need money to get to it more often than not.
Right.
So if you need to get money for that goal, for that purpose, then by all means get it in an illegal way. But don't let that be your driving force. Like, oh man, I need some money. Because like we were talking about earlier, some people don't have nobody because all they care about is money. And people aren't attracted. Like, you won't build anything genuine if all you have to offer is money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I had no bread, I'm pretty confident that everyone in here would still be my friend at a service level. Yep. Now, if I'm not elevating, that's a different story. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, oh, you have to be at least $90,000 to be friends with me. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't saying that. Like, I can have a friend that makes $10K. If he's still a good dude and he's trying to get out of that situation and build himself, I'm not mad at that. I can't do that. Yeah. But if I have friends that are like, oh man, Miles, you got millions, dude, man. And if I lose it, man, F you, bro.
Right.
Like, I don't want to be friends with you, dog. Like, that's not cool. So this is part where it gets a little bit deeper. Because we're going to jump into intuition. Intuition with the 20s, which I guess pretty difficult because I personally define intuition. And again, I see it as like a worldly thing, but I also see it as like a spiritual thing if you define it correctly. What I mean by that is intuition really is just like yourself saying
field day with this question. You're like, man with intuition can't be.
And then I would sigh and be like, oh brother, because I feel like intuition, if it's pure intuition, it will get you out of bad situations. Intuition to do wrong is just deception. And you're being a hoodlum. More often than not. Like, if you're like, man, my intuition's telling me I gotta crack this man's wife.
Right.
You're a liar and you're a luster and you're kind of finished. I'm not gonna lie. That man's lying.
And Jesus is not with him.
Not at all. Actually, you know what? Go to your nearest church. You know what I'm saying? Find the pastor and get on your knees. Anyway, but no, how would you guys define intuition? Like, personally?
It's that good feeling.
Just a gut feeling.
But like you said, though, in your decision making, the Lord's not going to steer you wrong. He's not going to tell you to do something wrong. If it's on your heart, you pull up to a light and you're like, you see a dude out there with a sign like, I need some money, and you got $5 in your pocket, and it's like, I should get this man this $5. Saying it's not like, give that man your $5, bro. That's not happening,
Now, if he's asking for like crack or something, you give it to him, you kind of steering towards his own destruction. That's where Satan would be guiding you in that way.
Yeah.
I got you.
But if it's positive, though, the Lord is definitely in it and he's guiding it. And whatever he does with that money after you've given him, that's up to him and, the Lord. You've done what the Lord asked you to do.
True. Jay?
For me, I would feel like, or I would say that in terms of my own intuition, we're all familiar with Spider-Man. He gets a little spidey sense. There's times my body will literally, before I'm about to make a decision, I'll get hot. And it's like, oh, okay, like either you're really not supposed to do this or like this is what you should do. You're just scared in the moment. You feel me? So like I think you do have to listen to that. But I would feel that also that in terms of intuition and kind of maneuver through your 20s, there's certain decisions you need to make for you to get to your highest self. There's certain decisions like, okay, maybe I should cut this out of my life, or there's a vice. You feel me, bro? Like,
absolutely.
Or a certain relationship or anything like that, bro. And you just have to like be able to listen to yourself. And obviously you could read the Bible and stuff like that to feed your spirit. But I feel like it can be hard because we're all trying to be successful in whatever realm of life that we're in, and it's just imperative that you do ultimately listen to yourself and don't have any regrets in your 20s.
I agree. Good answer.
Thank you.
Oh, it's me next. Sorry.
Oh, brother.
I can ask you a quick question before. Like, do you get like a tell before you're about to make, like how you said with like your intuition? Is like during these hard decision times, is there like something your body like does?
No,
You're
it's
like,
factual.
dang, this is this, and this is what I need to do. Intuition.
For me, like my blood, like he's like mine. It's not like hot, but like my blood definitely starts pumping. Like your body kind of just tells you, like, "Hey, man, think about it." Because, like, if people that want like the Spider-Man, like your canon event, like this is a canon event, you better make the right decision. So for me in spots like that, my body's telling me it's usually like my blood gets flowing, and I kind of like I don't want to say anxious, but more nervous. Like, damn, I got to really think this one out. That's my body telling me like this is not just some kindergarten, like playing the park type of decision. Like he could just be whatever afterwards. Like this is a decision that might take you somewhere that you need to be, or if you don't make the right decision, might hold you back in where you want to be. So, because like for me, because actually, I'm actually glad you brought that question. For my story with that was, for me was when I wanted to go, deciding if I wanted to do my master's or not. Because when I knew when I graduated undergrad, already gonna have my job afterwards and everything, but. So how we were talking about earlier in the episode with outside influences, my mom's like, hey, what will always set you apart is like a master's in what you want to do or whatever in life, and it will really help you out no matter where you want to be. So I'm like, do I do it? Do I wait a bit, just, stack up the bread and do it? Because, you're going to, if depending on your financial status, if you're going to take bread out from loans and stuff, if you're trying to pay it on your own, all those factors got to go in.
Right.
And everything. And me, I knew like my time was short because I wanted to make sure there were certain people in my life that if I was going to go get my bachelor's, I wanted them to be there to see it. And their time was like on a short leash. So I was like, damn. So I'm like, so my blood was pumping. I was like, so do I wait? Because financial wise, it might be best for me to wait, build up the bread.
Right.
But those relationships, like you said, like money's a tool. It can't be the relationships took over. Like, man, I want to see like the most people in my life see me graduate. So you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna take the hard route. I'm gonna do my job at the same time. I'm gonna do my master's at the same time. So I was like, for like a good year and a half, it was like just like I want to say at times I'll be up at 5 a.m. And then I'll go to school. School was done. It's like 9:30, so I'll be home like 10:30 out somewhere to get to eat. Bruh. That thing was grueling, but at the same time, it just felt right in the moment. I was like, I got to do this just to see if I can push myself, do it.
Yeah.
And like, now I don't regret it at all. But during the time I was doing it, there were some days I'm like, I really made the wrong choice out here, bro. I should not be.
So that's interesting. That's interesting you say that though, because your intuition was right the whole time.
Yeah,
it didn't feel like it because it was so hard to do.
And that's like a good lesson to learn. Like sometimes you making the right decision might not always feel like the right decision until you reach the finish line. So like when I graduated and stuff, I was like, damn, the people I wanted to see and get the master's degree saw it. I can be at peace with that, knowing that there's no regrets there. So I was just like, thank God for that. But, yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I think it's easy to ignore your intuition because usually your intuition is telling you the right decision, and usually the right decision is not the easier decision. And I think when you're making the easier decision, appreciate that. I think when you're doing the easier decision, it just feeds your flesh because it doesn't take a lot to feed.
And we're just lazy. And we like, instant gratification.
It's instant gratification. Like, it's so easy to ignore your intuition. That's all I'll say about that. Just because when you're trying to make decisions, and I think this is where comparison gets comes into play, especially when you're younger. Not saying us, but I do think a lot of people in their 20s, they don't listen to their intuition because they're too busy trying to fit in and compare to other people. So if all of your friends, like I'm just making it up, but like if all your friends are going out and you're the only one that's not going out because you don't feel comfortable going out where they're going, you're going to be like, I don't know. I should just go anyway. Maybe I'm just being scary, or maybe. But if your intuition is telling you, no, it'd probably be best to stay behind or whatever, you probably don't want to do that because it's easier to just feed into like what everyone wants you to do, especially if it's people you care about. Like, and that goes back to family. It might be
perceived as like the cool thing to do.
Yeah, the cool thing to do, and that goes back into that peer pressure we were talking about a few episodes back. It's very easy to fall into peer pressure if you don't have a strong sense of intuition and honestly letting things guide you inner standing rather than like letting people like coerce you to do things. And that's scary in my opinion, because if you don't have anything to stand on, you'll fall for literally anything all the time.
Also answer your question like earlier, like for me, the intuition part is definitely like gut feeling you get rather than not just when it comes to decision making. But I think an underrated part for intuition is like the experience that comes through your life and the experience you had. So I feel like if you experience more things, your intuition becomes stronger. And I feel like for people that may have not experienced much or may not be equipped in the moment where they're about to use their intuition, it can, I don't want to say like it's weaker, but it might not be strong in the moment. And then so they might, go to the peer pressure because maybe they just don't know what to do in that situation really. So it's like when a person like how we always make the joke of like some dude getting his first baddie or whatever. Maybe that baddie's not right for you, but you're not used to getting them. So you make the right decision.
But funny you say that because that leads to my point. Like your intuition's telling you this woman is not good for me. This woman does not care about me. This woman does not believe in my vision, my purpose, or anything else I have to offer her. But she's bad. But she's bad though. So it's like it's easier to just be cool or just complacent in it because she's bad or because she's attractive.
But like just to play devil's advocate, what if your intuition is telling you based on nothing she's done? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, then is that like, really intuition? Well, because what do you mean like nothing she's done?
So
like she doesn't.
Like say you're just like talking, it's like getting serious or whatever. Like you're having that intuition now that might be telling you like this is not a good idea, but it might not be based on like the other person.
It's not based off anything, or like it's just how you feel.
It's like because like for intuition, I think like I agree with Joe. It's kind of like that gut feeling you get. So you might like something's telling me not to do this, and like it might not be her fault.
And you feel that's my trigger. You feel that,
you
bro.
Feel
it
like,
I think it depends because I think if it's based off of no evidence, if it's based off of no evidence, that could just be insecurity. And if you don't understand or you haven't dealt with that before, then you might not be able to really determine whether or not that's intuition or if it's generally a bad situation. Because my thing is, if there's things that she's telling you that's making you think that,
that's something different. If she's different. Telling you things,
like she's like,
if she's giving you the evidence and you still say, I'm gonna go do it.
But like if it's based off of nothing, if it's based off of nothing,
and to women out there the other way around too. If you're dealing with a dude and he's giving you,
he said I just had to say both.
Nah, because apparently on our videos, there's been some women out there like, you guys always just take the men's side. So that's for you ladies out there.
Well, I mean, we're a bunch of dudes. You're right. But I say that because I think the part of making a good decision is understanding everything. You got to understand it all. You can't pinpoint little things and be like, well, I think this is the right answer. Like, no, you have to let the Holy Spirit guide you, bro. Because I'm not going to lie. If it's based off of nothing, but you still have that feeling like you're saying, you better pray on it and hope God reveals. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. You better catch a video
and
of her doing something
feel that way for no reason.
Yeah, I was going to say, like,
It's something you gotta pray about.
No. I'm not saying always, but like you said, if it's his first baddie, then you're probably thinking, man, anyone can just take my girl. She's so beautiful, bro. I don't know if I can handle it. You know what I'm saying? It could be that. It could be that. Like, I know how I was when I got my first baddie. I was thinking everyone was trying to get me. I was making stuff up because I was like, man, she's beautiful. I know she's beautiful. Somebody be like, he said, leave me alone. Yeah, freaking out. It be like that because it's just the facts of life, bro. Intuition is a very strong thing.
Waves and flashbacks of your first.
But like, so to answer your question, Brendan, if it's based off of something and your intuition's telling you, then I think, and again, like I said, I think there's a worldly definition and there's a spiritual definition. I do think your intuition, if you actually believe in this concept, is the Holy Spirit guiding you. Yeah, like that's that. I think because I think when you were telling your story about getting your master's, I think your flesh was nervous and your flesh wanted you to be like, I don't know. But I think God used the Holy Spirit to push you to do it anyway. Therefore, despite it being difficult, you still did it anyway. And that could have been through other people telling you. Because just because it's an outside influence does not mean it's negative. Like, because God used people to talk to people all the time in the Bible.
You think it's gonna be a voice like
don't do this.
Yeah,
like,
I'm God.
You know what I'm saying? I'm God. Get to work.
It's like your consciousness, your subconsciousness. You know, when you're talking to yourself, that voice in your head, and you're like, oh, you know how they have the devil and the angel on the side. You know, that's your thoughts basically when you think about doing stuff. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, I definitely see that. You know, that's how the Lord talks to you. You think it's, oh, this is what I'm thinking, but that's not. You know, that's coming from the Lord.
And then sometimes someone might be just randomly might just say what you're thinking about. Have y'all ever had that happen? Like you're thinking about this job you might want to take. Let's just say it's like a sales job. And then you just talking to your aunt casually. Hey, have you ever thought about doing sales? I don't know. It's like, I didn't tell her about sales. I didn't tell her about, and then it's just like, okay, God, like, was that it? It could be confirmation. Yeah. And it's like, if it happens like that, then it more often than not is a sign. And, you know, people are always like, well, how do you know if it's a sign from God or just your thought? Honestly.
Because when the shoe fit.
Yeah. It reaffirms that you already think.
Wear that.
Yeah. And I think back to decision making and like intuition.
That's like feeling like when you go to church and you hear the pastor talking and you like, dang, he talking about my situation right now.
Yeah.
He talking about me right now.
You there for a reason, to be honest. Yeah. Those be the best sermons though.
They do.
Right.
And it's like, and those be the ones that be like, dang, you know, I really don't want to go, or dang, you know, I got something else going on. Yeah. And if had you have not come, you wouldn't have received that word that the Lord was trying to talk to you and tell you about.
Facts. But my closing question.
Oh no.
Jay, and I'm starting with you. What's something that you're learning to trust yourself more with right now? In terms of like trusting your decisions, navigating through your life. What's something that you're like learning to be better at in terms of like decision making and like navigating your life?
Sure. I would say listening to my emotions and being able to use that as fuel. Like, for example, I might be in a situation where I get angry. I might be a hothead naturally. And so it's like, okay, I have to be cool, calm, and collected. So like you guys don't see that, or my family doesn't see that, or my girl doesn't see that. And so being able to trust my emotions and then still move like an adult, move like the man I want to become rather than the childish YN I used to be. You feel me? So like that's one thing I've been working on, especially as it pertains to taking certain opportunities that are for me or certain stuff that isn't, but being able to listen to that emotion, you know, internally and use it as fuel, use it for me evolving overall as a person in all aspects of life. So that'll be my answer right there.
Man, you got some good answers. We got to bring you back, brother. I ain't gonna lie. Like every answer got me engaged. But Brendan?
Something that I'm trying to trust. Honestly, mine's just pretty simple. I mean, trust that I'm him. I'm yes. That I'm like what I'm doing is what needs to be done, and like I gotta be proud of myself for what I'm doing, you know, what I'm gonna do. So that's why I'm learning to like I said, just giving like I said in the New Year's resolutions episode, just giving myself more of a confidence to know that I'm that, and then I'm gonna keep growing and becoming more of what I want to be. So
Good answer.
Keeping your pace.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter, if it take me, this, I'm gonna keep working towards it, being consistent.
That's your answer?
I feel like
what would you say? What would you say?
Being consistent is definitely on my charts, and that's on my joint every year. Being consistent in what it is, whatever I do, and I could be consistent in going to work. I could be consistent in doing this. I need to be consistent in reading my Bible. I need to be consistent in eating the right things. I need to be consistent in going to the gym or doing different things to go ahead and exercise and different things like that. So I'd say consistency. I would say better decision making. As we grow, we realize, I'm too old for that, or I shouldn't be doing that, or that's not right for me, or that's not what's going to elevate me to the next goal. I need to quit, cut certain things out of my life. So it's like, yeah, I just say decision making overall. Not to put just, one hat on what I need to do, but just making decisions as a growing adult overall.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I think on top of that, what I would say for myself, trusting myself to feel the things when I feel them. Because I think sometimes I kind of push certain emotions and stuff off because I'm too busy trying to focus on the thing I'm doing right then and there. And I think letting more people assist with things I'm going through, because I think sometimes I isolate and close off, which is not really good. I mean, I think I've made good out of it sometimes, but sometimes it's not good because you don't want to close yourself off from things, especially like your issues. So like, I think for me, just being more trustworthy, not with just like people around me, but like the Lord, like trusting him to handle more things. Yeah. Because, sometimes like when you want to, and I think it's important to note this as like guys, like you feel like you need to have the answer for everything. Especially now in your 20s, as you're trying to build, like you want to prove yourself to the world, even though a lot of people say they don't, they do. Like you want to prove yourself to the world. You want to have stuff going on. You want to be who you think you want to be. And in the midst of all that, it can be very exhausting. It can get very tiring. You feel like you're not doing enough. You might feel like you're not doing the right things, not making the right choices. But for me, don't have too much on your plate, because you can hand God some of that, or you can spread the love to other people, like in the sense of being able to boost each other up. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll never push someone else's thoughts and problems to the side, but I be doing that sometimes. So trying to just be more open with stuff like that. So it's like, you don't have to carry a bunch of stuff on your shoulders. You know what I'm saying? So that'd be my answer. Just trusting.
To add on to what you said, my faith as well. I need my faith to grow as well.
Yeah.
Having more trust in the Lord and for him to move things and work things out in my life, rather than I got to have an A plan, I got to have a B plan, I got to have a C plan. And if these plans don't work out, I got to figure out something else. Rather just stick to what I'm doing, and the Lord is going to work out the things that I can't control.
Right.
And having that faith, because I'll say it, I'll pray, I'll pray and I'll do what I'm supposed to do, and I'll still be like, man, what if it don't work?
Yeah. But that's another thing, bro. Like it's so easy to waver in that way. Yep. Well, go ahead, Jay.
No, I was just moving.
Oh, no, I thought you were going to say, all right. But yeah, no, that's so, any final thoughts on intuition or navigating through your 20s or anything like that, Brendan?
I'll just say,
or what final piece of advice would you guys give? That'll be the last thing.
I think, to be honest, just echoing Jay's words, is just like consistency. Just be consistent, because I think as a person, that should be what's held to like the Most High. Just being consistent in what you can and just being reliable for yourself and the people that are around you that care about you. So be as consistent as you can be.
Okay. Jay, what's one piece of advice you would give?
I would say, just to add to that, in terms of consistency, making sure you prioritize the things you want to be consistent with, because we can be consistent with linking with women every day. But like,
I gotta be consistent with those.
You feel me? Like, I'm trying to have hella kids. Let me keep linking with women. Like, nah, bro. Like make sure you prioritize. You feel me? Yeah, but for real though, like whatever you want that to be. It could be a 2-man. It could be like, let me hang with the guys more. Let me actually pursue my time with God more and go to church, or let me, get in shape and work out every day, like certain things like that, or even just sleep, the simple things, bro. So like really prioritize that, but add that to knowing what's good for you. I feel like we're all at the same age where it's like, all right, bro, you shouldn't be doing certain things. Bro. You might still do it, but it's like, bro, let me let this go, bro. This is not benefiting.
I know something in your head is in, bro.
Yeah,
me, bro. So that's
people
all I
need
got
to listen to more of that. Like, bro, you should not be doing that.
Yeah.
Like, you're 28, you're going on spring breaks.
Like,
bro, get a job.
You didn't even go to college, bro.
Right. See, I ain't even gonna get on that. That whole thing just pissed me off. But go ahead, Joe.
Hey, bro, you can't go to Sandbox.
You can enjoy your time, but why are you partying with a bunch of 20-year-olds, bro? You're 29 years old.
I think if you
weird.
prioritize it as like, that's my spring break trip, then you need help as a grown person doing that. Like, if you just have it on your calendar, it just happened to be the same day as all those college students being.
It ain't never.
It's never that. Who schedules their thing around March 30th?
You don't know how people's like, what's his face, PTO schedules be like, though.
But you're telling me you had all your. Don't even matter, Joe. What's the piece of advice? Joe, what's the piece of advice? What's the piece of advice?
I would say,
because we're running on time.
I was consistency and prioritizing the things that you want to show up and be consistent in. Like my brothers have said, being consistent, and what can you be counted on for? What can you be relied on for? And what do you bring to the table as a man? And not only that, but keep watching the show. And y'all will grow up with us. And
be consistent.
And as we learn, y'all learn. And the knowledge that we learn on our day-to-day, we come and we talk about here on the show. It's kind of like y'all's digital NESD classified for show. But we're just young adults coming into it. And we growing up just as y'all's growing up. So we doing this life thing in tandem.
That's facts.
Facts. Yeah, piece of advice I would give in your 20s. Like if you're in your 20s, no. If you're in your 20s, what I would say, you're right where you need to be, even if you feel like you're not. And I think you need to know what God has set out for your life and be consistent with his plan. Pray. Make sure you read your word. Make sure you stay consistent in that way, because if all else fails, you lose your money, you lose your house, you lose your car, God will always be there for you.
And he can recoup all of them joints.
He can bring everything that you lost like tenfold.
Yep. Job.
And I think
Job is a prime example.
Yeah. If you haven't read that book, read it. But I'd just say you're never behind. You just feel like you are because it's not happening now, but you'll get where you need to get to as long as you keep God first and trust in him. Don't act out and don't be lazy. But make sure you pursue what God has in your spirit. Like if you have a goal, if you have a dream, pray about it. And if God's saying go ahead, he'll make you succeed. You will not fail if you are moving with him behind you. So
and it all happens on God's time, not your time.
Facts.
Yeah. And if you feel like you do need to change, trust like God and your intuition will tell you when it's time. Like, all right, maybe I might need to change my path.
Absolutely. All right.
Well, thank you, brother, for coming.
Yeah.
Julian, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yep. So thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment.
Let us know how the video was.
Oh, yeah. Let us know how it went. Like, I think we're more guests like Julian will be on, each and every week. So he's going to share with his people. We're going to share with ours. You know what I'm saying? The Sandbox crew. We appreciate all of you for tuning in when you do. So please.
How we do for sure.
Exactly. And it's only going to get bigger and better. So you might as well jump on the bandwagon now. Because like we said, for all y'all who knows the DMs, like, man, I remember we only had 50 subscribers. Well, now we at 1 million. So
once we hit a K, I'm telling y'all, it's up.
Oh, yeah.
Once we hit 1K, it's up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But no, we appreciate y'all tuning in for those that do. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share with the homies. Yes, sir. God bless. We appreciate y'all. Peace.